everyone, it's me Sarabjit Singh Gujral and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Queen Malika, and in today's video we will be talking about how to secure a professor if you want to study at master's or PhD level in any university in Canada. And I'm making this video especially in English so that many people can understand it. And if you want me to make this video in Hindi, so make sure to write it down underneath the video when it's released so that I know, and depending on the number of people want me to make the video in, I can make this video in Hindi or Punjabi as well. So let's begin the video. So this video is specially designed for students who want to do a research based master's or PhD courses in any university in Canada. Say for example, you want to do a PhD with a particular professor in a particular university and you don't know how to contact that professor. So this video is specially designed for you people. So make sure to watch this video till the end, and the points which I am telling you in this video is very simplified. I have done it when I was doing my bachelor's degree and I got in a master's program at the University of Waterloo. I graduated from there, so you know these steps. I have used it personally, so it will definitely gonna help you guys as well. So watch this video till the end, and if you have any questions related to any of the steps which I have told you in this video, make sure to write it down in the comment section and I will try to respond back to you as soon as possible. So now, step number 1, visit the professor's profile and go through their research interests. Say for example, me, I'm a medicinal chemist, and there are so many universities in Canada where a professor might be working in similar area, and I want to work with that professor. So the first step I will personally do is visit that professor's website and see what he's working on currently, and probably read 2 or 3 papers which they have published in a year or so that you will get an idea of what kind of work they are doing in their research groups, and you will be expected to work in a similar field as well. So if that research interests you, now the next step is to contact that professor. Now contacting the professor is one of the most important thing a student needs to do in order to get admissions. Also, the first email you will be sending to your professor will be your first impression of whether or not you will be getting admission into any of the schools. So this step is very crucial, and you have to make a best first impression in order for them to accept you as a student. Now this is kind of a job situation where you apply and it is in professor's hand whether to accept you or not. The first thing is write a very neat, beautifully designed introductory email to the professor you're interested in working with, and then start the conversation. So let's talk about that email structure. So you first, what I said, to visit the professor's website and see what they are researching on, and if the interest with the professor matches with your research interest and your research goals, then only you will be writing an email to them. Now the structure of the email which you will be writing to the professor will be very simple, easy and readable. So you will start with Dr. XYZ. Underneath you will write department of whatever, university of whatever, right? And then you will be starting by giving how you know them, right? That's a very important point. You will be starting your email saying, hello Dr. X, I have gone through your research profile and have read few of your articles which you have published. Name them, name those articles, right? And then you might add a point or two stating that, sorry, I have gone through your research publication and this is what I liked about the paper. And if you can critique them in a very nice way, you can also critique their paper that, I found out that, maybe if you have done this, it would have added more impact to the paper or something like that. If you are not sure, right? Whether you saying that will offend that professor or not, don't write it. But if you are a smart reader and a smart writer, you can also critique them in a very nice way, which will show the professor that yes, the person who's contacting me have knowledge and have experience. That's the reason they are critiquing my paper. And some professors do like a student who can critique on their paper, right? So that's one thing. The second paragraph will be, you have an open area to tell about your research work. If you are contacting a professor for a PhD, say for example, so, and I have done a master. So if I have to write this email, I'll write that I have done a master's degree on the title of the thesis, and I have learned these are the transferable skills, and these are the skills I have learned. And over the period of time, I have worked in industry. If you have worked in industry or a research group, right? You can write out, I have learned this. It's filling the blanks depending on what you have done, right? If I have to write as a chemist, I'll write I have experience working with cell culture. I've experience working in synthesis. I have experience working in lots of different instrumentation. So because I'm a chemist, so these are my areas of expertise. But depending on what you want, you can also focus on what you have done in your masters, or if you have done a project in your undergraduate, you can write that as well, right? Something like that, right? I'm just giving an example, but something like that you can always add to the profile and say, I have experience in this. We can look in the same problem in a different angle. So give that what you can contribute to the professor's research, right? But make sure not to offend them by saying, oh, I want this to happen in your research group. No, this will not gonna happen, because why? The professor is your boss and you are an employee. It's a very simple equation, right? You can always contribute but not overpower them. So that's one thing. Okay? Now, always after ending that email, you have to say thank you very much for the consideration, right? Or thank you very much for reading or going through my profile. And if you're looking for a master's or a PhD student or a grad student in general, GRAD, graduate student, grad student. If you're looking for any grad student, make sure to contact me, and we can email back and forth to see what are the opportunities which you have for me, right? And please and always say thank you for your time and consideration, because these professors, I have talked to so many professors in my life, and they say that people make a very good, beautiful email, the introductory email, but they forget to say thank you, which is again a bummer. So don't do that. Always thank the person you are writing an email to, right? And always keep the forum open. That's another thing, right? I'll tell you after we'll have discussed this, the pointers which you do not have to make. Reason being, if you make it, if there would have been any single chance, like one person, say for example, you have closed those chances, so you do not have to do the things which you are not supposed to do, which we're gonna discuss after I finish all the points. Okay? So this is a simple email structure which you have to follow, right? I'll give you more pointers in the future videos, but for now this is the structure of the email which you can follow. Okay? And if you get, say for example, you are blessed and you get a response right away in like 2 or 3 days, you're good to go for the graduate application. Because I have talked to, before making this video, have talked to few of my friends who are professors in different universities. They have given me, I'm not kidding, this is the reality. They have told me that how people have contacted them and how it is so irritating for a professor to read those emails. Number one, and this is a very funny one, they have written in the name Dr. not Doctor, Dear Mr. Mrs. hello. You know what this implies, dear Mr. Miss, that you are unaware of to whom you are writing an email to, which is wrong. Which is wrong in the way, because if you have gone through their research work, right? Now let's focus on what I'm trying to say. If you have written or read your article blank, right? Clearly, the article which have been written by someone, you know the name of it, because you know the how the article works. You have the name, you have the title of the article, you have the names, and then you have the article, right? So if you have gone through article, you have read the article, you know the title of the research paper, and in that research paper, you know whom have written the paper. So if you cannot tell who is the corresponding author and whom you are contacted, and you are just writing Mr. and Miss, this says that you have not read the article, and whatever follows this dear Mr. and Mrs. is false, and there is no backup, because you have not read that article, right? So please don't write dear professor or dear Mr. / Miss, because if you are writing that, believe me, none of the professors will gonna read your introductory email. This is a fact. Also, the second point is, if you have sent an email or sent an introductory email to multiple professors in the same department, they talk. And if the email is exactly the same, they will come to know eventually that this person is talking to 10 professors in the same department and have sent the same email. The only thing they have changed is the title of the paper, right? Guess what? No, you do not do that. Reason being, if say for example, you go ahead and out of those 10 professors you have contacted, 1 or 2 says yes to your profile. If they sit in the admissions room, they will open up the email which you have sent, and the other professors will read, oh, this is the same email, I received it, right? And the other person will say, yeah, I have received the same email. That will give a very bad impression to you, and this lowers the chances of you to getting admissions in any of the schools. So make sure, if you are contacting different professors in the same department, make sure the email you needs to be a little different, right? You can modify your research experience according to what the professor might be interested in, right? So it's a lot of guesswork. The third point is here, I guess this is the third point. The third point is here, make sure to go through the letter which you have read and ask your friends and family to go through the email as well before you send it to them. This is important because, in your head, right, you might be writing an email saying, oh, this is perfect, there are no mistakes. But believe it or not, the more number of people read the email, it will be much more easier for multiple people to catch on multiple mistakes, because in your mind the email makes sense, but when someone else reads it, it might not make the same sense as in your brain, right? So if that's the case, make sure to send this email to at least 2 to 3 different people before you send it to a professor. It's a way of proofreading, right? It is a way of just seeing whether the email makes sense to someone or not, right? And if there are any grammatical mistakes, they can catch them as well. So again, it's a proofread. Okay. Also, do not force your ideas to the professor. This is the point number 4. Do not force your ideas to the professors, because they know it before you do, right? They are running the lab, not you. So do not force your idea to them. Make sure to say it in a very polite way. Okay? So these are the few points which I wanted you to hear and take away. And if you are contacting any professors, I wish you all the best. Also, many people have asked me whether I do help students in contacting a professor or not. yes, I do help them, but it is a paid service. And if you want any help from me, make sure to contact me at the email ID provided here. Right? It is a paid service, and it will be nominal charges. Of course, I'm not gonna ask for a weird number, but it will be nominal charges, and definitely it's a paid service. So if you want that paid service, and if you want me to help you with that, make sure to email me on this ID, and then we can work together and probably help you secure a professor. So thank you very much. It was me, Sarabjit Singh Gujral, with the channel Queen Malika, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at Queen_Malika, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.